And welcome back to our New York studio and the Verizon Halftime Report. Get NFL Mobile to watch live, local, and primetime games, highlights, NFL Red Zone, and more, all without using any data, only on Verizon. I'm James Brown, along with Tony, Coach Bart, and Boomer. Here come the highlights.
All right, good news for the Jets. They got Todd Bowles back, the head coach, who was hospitalized last night, smiling before the game, but not smiling now. Because the bad news is Tom Brady decided to come play quarterback for the New England Patriots. 3 touchdown passes on the day. They're all over the New York Jets, 27-0 at halftime.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the Buffalo Bills go off to a bad start. Here we're going to see Miami Dolphins, Kenyan Drake go inside, bounce it back outside, 45 yards for the touchdown. They have 126 yards in the first half of this game. Sammy Watkins, a 38-yard touchdown catch from Tyrod Taylor, 14-7 at the half.
All right, Titans at the Jaguars. How about Blake Bortles, guys? This guy is playing outstanding this half. 18-23, 217 yards, 1 touchdown, no pick in that first half. 21 yards right here. Hooks up with Marquise Lee. They are up 19-7 at the half. And then the Falcons at the Panthers over in the NFC South. Matt Ryan, he's hit 10 different receivers today. This one, pinpoint accuracy right in the sweet spot for Joshua Perkins for the 26-yard touchdown. 16-19, 176 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks. 20-3, Atlanta is up over Carolina.
Hey, guys, there's an MVP arms race going on right now. The Grinch is there to see Aaron Rodgers, and Aaron Rodgers is not disappointing. He's thrown 3 touchdown passes in the first half. He's 19 of 22, 268 yards with those 3 touchdown passes. He also ran for another touchdown. They lead 28-13.
Wow. Kirk Cousins has thrown for a touchdown, and he's also run for a touchdown. Here he is from 9 yards out. The Washington Redskins up 24-14. How about Deshaun Jackson's first half? 5 catches, 114 yards.
Brinks truck coming there to Cousins.
San Diego at Believeland. All Cleveland wants for Christmas is a win. Phillip Rivers playing a roll of screws finds Antonio Gates, who moves 1 touchdown TD behind our own Tony Gonzalez. And Isaiah Correll takes it in, 4-yard touchdown score, his second of the day. Cleveland, yes, I said it, Cleveland up 17-10.
Wow.
Tell you what, up in Orchard Park, Miami is running the ball just like they did in the first game. Ajayi stopped at first, and then he bounces outside. Buffalo's really struggling with holding in their edges and keeping contained as Ajayi gets to the edge yet again. And he's tough to pull down in these situations.
Look at that effort.
He kicks out, and he will not be denied. Takes it in again, and Larry Hughes again.
I can do it.
This is not a different play. This is just a different play. Larry Hughes loses contain again and gets to the edge and takes it in 45. Jerry Hughes takes it in 45 yards, 126 yards on the half. Buffalo is going to have to make sure that they set the edges and make sure that they don't peek inside, because these runners are jumping outside and they're losing containers, costing them.
You know, when you sit there, it looks like Le'Veon Bell from a couple weeks ago, almost the same thing. Their tackling has not been very good. As you said, they're not being able to keep the edges and keep these guys contained right now, but they're still in this game. They came back and got a big interception at the end of the first half. It's only a 1-score game.
Yeah, well, they keep talking about maybe Rex Ryan's job's on the line. I don't think these guys are going to give up just quite yet. They still got it at this second half. I would anticipate that they're going to address those issues, keep your contained, keep those guys in the box, go out there and make the plays, because they can win this football game.
I tell you exactly what Rex is saying. Do your job. I think guys are trying to come outside of themselves and do too much. Just do your job and do what you.
Well, and Adam Gase is going to be saying to his team, do your job. And don't turn the football over. Matt turns the football over there right at the end of the first half. It's kind of a momentum shifter a little bit, but I actually think he's doing okay, and they're running the ball effectively. They are playing to get into the playoffs.
That's right. Miami looking for a win. That coupled with the Denver loss, and they'll be in. The Verizon Halftime Report continues.
CBS Sports presents the Verizon Halftime Report. Watch live, local, and primetime games on NFL Mobile without using any data. Only on Verizon.
This fashion-loving boss embraces his alter ego. New Boss Wednesday.
This is what I feel like when I wear regular shoes. Cramped and uncomfortable.
Mr. Long, you've been upgraded.
Which is why I wear Skechers wide-fit shoes. It's like first class for your feet. Try Skechers Wide Fit with air-cooled memory foam.
Oh, that's lovely.
So graceful.
The corkscrew spin, flawless. His signature move, the Flying Dutchman. Poetry in motion.
And there it is, the baby bird.
Breathtaking.
A sumo wrestler figure skating? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Heather saved by switching to Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
This is what I feel like when I wear regular shoes. Cramped and uncomfortable.
Mr. Long, you've been upgraded.
Which is why I wear Skechers wide fit shoes. It's like first class for your feet. Try Skechers wide fit with air-cooled memory foam.
When I was first starting out as an engineer, I had to rely on my credit cards. The high interest rates were frustrating. So I looked for a smarter solution. With a personal loan from SoFi, I was able to cut my interest rates by 50%, and I'm saving over $8,000. Now I am back on top of my finances, and it feels really good.
A personal loan from SoFi is the smart way to consolidate debt. Get your rate online in less than 2 minutes. Visit trysofi.com.
You are watching NFL Sunday Ticket.
As a control enthusiast, I'm all business when I travel. Even when I travel for leisure. So I go national, where I can choose any available upgrade in the aisle without starting any conversations or paying any upcharges. What can I say? Control suits me. Go national. Go like a pro.
Stumbling, Ajayi still fights off a tackler and gets to the end zone. Drake with the handoff. Down the sideline for the touchdown. Taylor has time, going for it all to the end zone, and it is caught. Sammy Watkins, touchdown. Welcome back to Buffalo, everyone. There is your halftime score. Miami leading the Bills by a 14-7 count. Greg Gumbel along with Trent Green. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it felt like Miami started strong, and despite Ajayi running very well, Buffalo slowly began to recover from that first touchdown score against them.
Wait, they have, and you're correct on that. I thought Miami jumped out very fast and were going to take complete control of this game, but they missed some opportunities, and Buffalo was able to get back in it, especially with that long touchdown pass we just saw from Tyrod Taylor to Sammy Watkins, who accelerated and was able to catch up to the ball and get his feet inbounds in the back of the end zone. As we take a look at the first half stats, what do you think is the main difference in this game right now? Well, I think for Buffalo, the main thing has been their missed tackles and their over pursuit on defense. I think they've been super aggressive with their angles and with their defense, and sometimes that's cost them when you think about the backside runs that have happened because of it. To remind you, follow your favorite team all season long. Go to itunes.com/NFL. Let's go down to Jamie.
Greg, a big theme from the first matchup between these two teams was Miami's run offense. Now, Rex Ryan talked about it all week, making sure they were able to shut that down, but the Bills have allowed over 8 yards per rush in the first half. Rex Ryan told me they have to set the edge more on defense. Now, Adam Gase had a couple interesting comments coming out of the half. He said he didn't get into a rhythm enough with Matt Moore, which he felt like he was taking responsibility for some of Moore's miscues. And along that line of the Dolphins giving this half away in that first half, he said that's because at first they were playing ahead of the sticks. They were taking advantage of some of those third and longs, but the game started to get away from them, and they got to get back on track.
Thank you, Jamie. The one thing you pointed out, Trent, at halftime is you just thought that was a huge mistake for Matt Moore, that interception at the tail end of the first half. Well, just because you can get momentum going into the half, and it's a double dip. You get the ball at the end of the half, and then you come out and you get the ball first in the second half. A lot will be seen what happens here. Adam Gase, we just heard from Jamie, trying to get Matt Moore into a rhythm on this first drive. So the Dolphins will start from their own 25. We mentioned Ajayi, 14 carries, 81 yards, and a touchdown. And, of course, you can't help but flash back to that 214 that he had in Week 7 against the Bills. Well, in that 214, majority of those yards came in the second half, so we'll see what adjustments the Buffalo Bills make to try and keep him hemmed in. I can tell you the one adjustment they need to make is tackling him. They had him in the backfield for loss on a couple of occasions and not able to bring him down as he turned those into big gains. Okay, is that one of those things where I can say easy for you to say? That's right. Well, Kyle Williams, we just saw a look at him. He was the one that told us that. He said, we did a good job last time defensively. We just got to wrap him up and get him down and not let him continue to power through some of those arm tackles. Ajayi in the backfield. Ajayi gets the handoffs, loses his footing up in the end. And he has about a 1-yard gain. This is what we're talking about with the Bills missing tackles.
Well, Ajayi here, this is the first touchdown run. He's sacked in the back, or tackled in the backfield for a 5-yard loss. He's able to break through, and then Drake on his touchdown run gets through the first missed tackle, and then is able, because of the over pursuit of the defense. Here's Landry, the over pursuit of the defense once again. Those have been the two major problems: missed tackles and their aggressiveness on defense. They've over pursued, allowing those cutbacks.
Ajayi pushing forward, and he'll be marked right at the 40-yard line, and see if this is enough for a first down. It is.
I'd like to sit here and give all that credit to Ajayi, but that's unrealistic, because there was at least 3 offensive linemen in there pushing the pile, and you know he's not going down, so it keeps going, and was able to get the first down.
Nice 5-3. No, nice 5-2. Hey.
Ajayi again. You know, you mentioned Kyle Williams, the now 5-time Pro Bowler. Interesting, the gamut of the conversation that we had with him was not only football, it included swimming, included baseball.
It's amazing how well-rounded of an athlete he was growing up down in Louisiana, and his athleticism and how he's carried it over into an incredible 11-year career in the National Football League.
It included Louisiana dialect. 2nd and 10.
Here we go, Mike. Where you go?
Short drop for Moore, and the quick pass is complete, but it's going nowhere. DeVante Parker on the receiving end, and well played by Ronald Darby, the cornerback on that side.
Well, if you're Adam Gase, and as he told Jamie at halftime, he wants to get Matt Moore into a rhythm. He didn't feel like he got him into any kind of rhythm. Get some of those quick passes, get the ball, make them simple throws. That time just a hitch to the outside, now bringing up a 3rd and 6.
Boy, this place has gotten noisy, and you can see the troubles occasionally that Matt Moore is having getting the play called in from the sideline. 3rd and 6. Moore looks left. That's complete. That's a first down, and more for DeVante Parker down the sideline for the touchdown.
Well, I think we've stressed it enough. When we talked about it coming out at the second half, we showed a graphic of all the missed tackles that have happened for the Buffalo Bills, and it continues on this play. Moore is staring down to his left, and then he picks up Parker, who's on a drag route from right to left. He hits him in stride, and what happens again? The Bills, with a missed tackle, allows Parker to get free, and then he strides it out down the sideline.
56 yards. That's the 3rd time in this past 2 weeks that Matt Moore has thrown a touchdown pass of 50 or more yards. Point is good. 12:05 to play in the 3rd, and whatever momentum the Dolphins might have lost, they just regained in a hurry.
I'm pumped you guys fly to Belize. What about Cancun or Jamaica? Could I swim with dolphins?
Yes to low fares to faraway places. Oh yeah, that's transparency.
Play Tecmo Metal version.
This year at T-Mobile, the holidays are on us. For a limited time only, buy a new Samsung Galaxy S7 and get one free. Plus, get unlimited everything with T-Mobile One. Hurry to T-Mobile and get your holidays on us.
I got something in motion. Something you can't see. This music is my healing. This music is my healing.
5 plays, 70 yards. The 56-yard touchdown pass to DeVante Parker, and the Dolphins regain their 2-touchdown lead. Brandon Tate. Will he get to return this one? He will. On the run for 2. Across the 20 and no more. He'll be marked down at about the 23-yard line. The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. The Home Depot. More saving, more doing. By Mobile Strike. Download and play now, free from the App Store. And by Ram Trucks, America's longest lasting pickups. You look at shots from the 1999 Buffalo Bills group as LeSean McCoy breaks free. That 99 team, the last Bills team to reach the playoffs. Doug Flutie, Eric Moles, Wade Phillips and company went 11-5 before losing to the Titans on the Music City Miracle play in the AFC wildcard game. If you were on the other side, that would just break your heart, wouldn't it, Trent?
That would be crushing, especially when you see how that's developed over the years and the fact that Tennessee was able to carry it into the Super Bowl that season after getting that win.
On 2nd and 1, McCoy brought up short by Andre Branch.
Well, McCoy on 1st down, getting a nice 8-yard run, having the patience and the cutback, and that time Branch just wrapping him up in the backfield for a loss. Important for Buffalo to get this conversion here, trying to get some kind of momentum back from the Bills. They took away the momentum going into the half, and then of course Parker's big touchdown catch to open up the second half, kind of calm things down in the stadium a little bit.
They throw it to McCoy out of the backfield, and McCoy gets the 1st down. Out of bounds right at that 1st down marker.
Dolphins bringing pressure off of both edges. That isolates or leaves McCoy one-on-one out in the open field. Hewitt not able to make that tackle.
Trent, tough enough to play this game. How about when the defense expects you to touch the ball maybe 2 out of every 3 offensive plays?
They're definitely dialed in on it, and yet still look at the numbers he's got. He's got 10 rushes for 68 yards already and 5 catches as well.
Taylor this way, and then across the 40, Charles Clay. Now, Charles Clay may be the most sociable Buffalo Bill of them all.
It was great having him in our production meeting, talking about his time in Miami, also now his 2nd season here in Buffalo, just his production, what he thinks of Tyrod Taylor, his feelings about Rex Ryan, and of course he liked the lunch spread that we have, so he hung out a little bit longer.
Didn't mind sitting down and having lunch with us, shooting the breeze for an extra half hour. This is Gillisley, and Gillisley going to try to turn the corner on the far side, and he gets the 1st down. Run down by Michael Thomas, but not before he made 1st down yardage to about the 45-yard line, maybe the 46.
Well, I was impressed with the way Gillisley ran in the 1st half, and now this time just showing his speed to get around the edge. You could see the heavy pursuit by the Dolphins that time, just not able to get him before he gets the 1st down.
9:20 to play in the 3rd, and Buffalo trying to chop into that 2-touchdown lead. Taylor looks left, throws left, and that is complete to the tight end Clay. We were giving Charles Clay a little static when he was playing tight end for the Miami Dolphins. They had run out of numbers in the 80s. And he said he wore the 40s, and he also was a fullback at the time.
Yeah, he said the transition as far as fullback, tight end, it's helped him from a blocking because a lot of it is just the footwork aspect of it. And he felt he had a good foundation for that. And we said, well, which did you like better? He goes, fullback was a lot more scary because you're actually running and hitting a wall, whereas tight end, you're lined up right over the top of him.
Taylor. And that's complete inside the 40-yard line. Will be marked at the 38, and once again, it's Charles Clay. And that's another first down. Gives us an opportunity to remind you, NFL on CBS is now on CBS All Access. Stream your local games live. Go to cbs.com/NFL now to try it free.
Well, you see Clay coming out of the game there. They've found a little window, some underneath windows there with the wide receivers pushing it up the field. Clay's been able to work both sides of the field and find those intermediate throws that Taylor's been able to connect on.
Taylor with time, throwing. That's a 7th straight completion, and out of bounds at the 25-yard line is Sammy Watkins. And Buffalo's offense has found a rhythm.
Well, Sammy Watkins is in the backside slot, the fake to the left. There's a player, there's Felton in the flat there. Watkins opens up as the second receiver. The pursuit of the underneath or the linebackers on that second level is what allows Watkins to get in there.
McCoy inside the 20 to the 19.
You know, talking to Vance Joseph, the defensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins, and when you throw out a comparison like a Barry Sanders, when we were having a conversation about LeSean McCoy, and he said, you know, he has Barry Sanders types moves and visions, and that's rarefied air when you throw someone in that comparison category.
You gotta go, really?
Yep. Wow. But you can see it. I mean, you can see, hey, he said, listen, sometimes the play's supposed to be off tackle right, it ends up running all the way outside to the left, so you have to be disciplined.
It's McCoy to the 10, to the 5, touchdown. "19 yards.
This play takes off running to the right. It winds back left. We just talk about his vision, his cutback ability. Maybe celebrated a little bit too early as Thomas almost tackled him before he got in the end zone. But what great acceleration, and that would have been a little Barry Sanders-esque since we were just talking about it.
Well, Barry wouldn't have pointed the finger.
No, he wouldn't have. He definitely wouldn't have.
Carpenter's kick is good. 6:46 to play, third quarter. And the Bills answer with a touchdown of their own. It's 21-14 Miami.
Hanes wants to end the Smelfie. This thing we've all done doesn't need to be a thing. There's a smart way to stay fresh. Hanes with Fresh IQ advanced odor protection technology. Bonus packs available now.
Is on fire.
Someone better call the fire department. Woo, woo.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Bro, your stuff is on fire.
Someone better call the fire department.
Yeah, you should call the fire department. This is your stuff.
More people save money by combining their home and auto with State Farm. Here to help life go right.
Introducing the all-new KFC $10 chicken share with 9 chicken tenders, or 6 pieces of chicken, or 12 hot wings, or popcorn nuggets. Now get out there and have fun. Woo, let's go! It's finger licking good.
It's the I Love Lucy Christmas special. Plus, for the first time in color, Lucy gets in pictures.
Action!
I Love Lucy, CBS Sunday.
This broadcast is copyrighted by NFL Productions for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the consent of NFL Productions is prohibited.
Buffalo crowd was in a real holiday mood during that timeout.
Well, they got a much-needed touchdown to get this thing back to a single possession game, and great drive by Tyrod Taylor and running by LeSean McCoy.
Hey, worth reiterating, this Buffalo team still has a shot at a wild card. A slim shot, but a shot nevertheless. This one will go into and through the end zone for the touchback. So we'll take a break with 6:46 to play in the third.
So, how's retirement? Staying pretty busy, actually. Busy? Busy's good.
Honey, look.
Number 18 in the house.
He comes in here every day.
Gets the same thing every time.
You know I can hear you, right? You know I can hear you, right?
There it is.
I'll be here all week. For your many retirement needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Here we go. Now, experience the ride of your life.
Is it safe?
No. Passengers. Rated PG-13.
Going to business school, I took out a very big student loan. It was the first time that I actually felt a sense of fear. It was stressful. Then my friend told me about SoFi. I lowered my interest rate by 40%, which will save me over $25,000. Now I go to SoFi's member events, and I met some really inspiring people. Refinancing my loan with SoFi was probably one of the smartest things I've ever done.
Save thousands by consolidating your student loans. Get your rate in less than 2 minutes. Visit trysofi.com.
Treat time! Who likes Blue Sizzlers?
Oh, over here, over here!
Who likes bacon strips?
No thanks.
7 out of 10 dogs prefer Blue Sizzlers, the one that starts with meat, over Bacon Strips, the one that starts with wheat. So give them what they really want. Blue Sizzlers.
Here's something to get stuck on this holiday season. Switch to Cricket Wireless and get the Samsung Galaxy Amp2 for free. Plus, plans now start at $30 a month. Just a little holiday cheer from the Merrier carrier. Cricket Wireless, something to smile about.
Sunday, January 22nd, the series premiere of the new reality thriller, Hunted.
Welcome back to Orchard Park, New York. New Era Field, the home of the Buffalo Bills. Miami with the lead and the ball at their own 25-yard line. Ajayi in the backfield. Ajayi with the football. And spinning out for 5 to the 30. Well, cue the Bee Gees. The Bills trying to stay alive. A win today. They need a Baltimore loss to Pittsburgh. And they need Houston or Tennessee to lose. Tennessee is losing at Jacksonville.
You know, I had to laugh when Rex Ryan yesterday, we brought up the playoff scenario, and he says, well, don't you remember the 2006 Chiefs? They came back. I said, well, I was the quarterback of that team, and we went into that final weekend as the number 10 seed. We needed a bunch of different things to happen. We won, had a couple of overtime wins by teams we needed to win, and probably made it from the 10 seed into the playoffs, that final wild card spot.
It was unbelievable. You had to have about 5 or 6 different things to happen, and they all fell into this place. There's Tennessee losing to Jacksonville, with under 6.5 to play in the third.
Well, and that would just be a devastating loss for Tennessee, not only from a playoff standpoint, but considering the big victory they had a week ago in Kansas City on that last-second field goal of 53 yards. But Buffalo's hoping that's the way that game continues.
3rd and 3. Moore throwing outside, complete. That's Damian Williams, and Williams shaking tacklers and down the middle of the field. Inside the 25-yard line. Finally brought down by Corey Graham.
Well, we just keep repeating over and over again what is killing this Buffalo defense is missed tackles, number 1, and over pursuit, number 2. Right there, he tackles with his shoulder. Gilmore throws his shoulder in there, but he doesn't wrap up. So what? He just bounces off and keeps going, and then you see the pursuit of the defense allows the cutback. So over and over again, we'll take another look at the tackle or lack of tackle by Gilmore, just trying to throw a shoulder in. That's not going to get it done today.
44-yard pickup. Moore, the fake, over the middle, DeVante Parker, and Parker just inside the 10-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal to go.
Just a quick slant over the middle to Parker. Getting that influence on the underneath coverage and finding an open lane.
Coming up on 4 minutes to play here in the 3rd. Miami with a 1-touchdown lead, 1st and goal just inside the 10. Ajayi. Jay Ajayi has done his usual tough work on the ground. He has gone over 100 yards on the day. That's his 4th 100-yard game of this season. He's got 101. And of course, he's got 2 200-yard games.
Well, it's been over a month since he's had a 100-yard game, so defenses have been keying in on him, realizing that that's the way the Dolphins want to move the ball offensively. Today, though, having another big one.
2nd and goal.
Hey, do it. Hey, come on.
Moore to the end zone. Touchdown. Kenny Stills with the reception. The 6-yard touchdown pass.
See the protection. The ball comes out of the hands quickly by Matt Moore. Bills are in man-to-man coverage.
Andrew Franks. The extra point is right down the middle. 3:14 to play in the 3rd. Once again, it's a 2-touchdown lead for the Miami Dolphins.
The holidays should bring joy. So why are you still putting up with complicated cashback cards? Some cards limit where you earn bonus cashback to places they choose. Then they change those places every few months. Quicksilver keeps it simple. With Quicksilver, you've always earned unlimited 1.5% cashback on every purchase, everywhere. 'Tis the season for simple. What's in your wallet?
Ready, down, put.
Thanks for not running me over.
You mean again?
Just take it to the house.
Hey, come quicker.
My new beer, Stella Artois, is finished.
The people will love it.
Oh, the party's starting!
Originally brewed for the holidays, enjoyed ever since. Stella Artois, host one to remember.
2 hostage takers, 14 hostages. What do we do now?
Get your son back.
Join your favorites in TV,
It's all because of you fans.
movies, and music.
Thank you guys, I love you.
Joel McHale hosts the People's Choice Awards live Wednesday, January 18th.
3 minutes, 14 seconds to play here in the 3rd quarter in Buffalo. Those of you who've been watching the Jets in New England, welcome to Orchard Park, New York. 28-17 or 28-14. Greg Gumbel, Trent Green, Jamie Erdahl, and Brandon Tate is deep. Going to catch this one on the run at about the 9-yard line. And back to the 20 and cut down at about the 21 or 22-yard line. Well, for most of this game, the Miami Dolphins have been in charge. They've jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Sammy Watkins touchdown catch cut that in half. And then in the third quarter, DeVante Parker with a touchdown grab. Kenny Stills with a touchdown catch. LeSean McCoy and Ajayi have been strong on the ground as expected for the two teams. 101 yards on the ground for Ajayi and 93 for LeSean McCoy. This is McCoy for about a yard or so. As we duck under 3 minutes to play, remember both these teams with an eye on the playoffs. The Buffalo Bills still, a lot of things can happen, but they are still alive for a wild card.
They are still mathematically alive. They need to win here today, which obviously down by 2 scores with a little over a quarter to go. They need to get something going.
Taylor on the move, gonna launch it. Has Watkins deep, and he made the catch.
Tyrod Taylor has been under a lot of criticism this year because he hasn't thrown the ball up the field as much this year. He's throwing underneath the majority of the time. He hasn't had a healthy Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins now getting behind the defense for the 3rd time. The first time was for a touchdown in the first half. The second time was underthrown and not able to make the catch. This time, he's able to come up with the catch once again. You can see 124 yards on the day. Much needed day for this Buffalo offense.
53-yard pickup. And this one is going to be kept by Taylor, who skips out of bounds inside the 20. How do you let a guy like Sammy Watkins run free behind the secondary?
Well, it's about pressuring the defense and getting behind the secondary. Earlier in the game on the touchdown grab, they forced the 2 tight ends up the field to draw the attention of the safety, leaving him one-on-one on the outside. You can see he missed 8 games this season due to the foot injury. And even though Rex Ryan told us just yesterday that he doesn't believe that Sammy Watkins is 100% healthy, but getting Sammy Watkins out on the field gives a lift to everybody on the team. And when he can run as well as he is today, it gets him on the scoreboard as well.
Taylor throwing over the middle and inside the 5 to the end zone. Touchdown, Charles Clay. How's that for an answer?
Charles Clay, now this is his 5th catch on the day. Tyrod Taylor putting it right in between 3 defenders there. As the collision happens, Clay spins off and is able to get into the end zone, making this back to a 1-possession game.
That is Issa Abdul-Quddus, the safety for the Miami Dolphins, on the ground at the 1-yard line.
Well, he is sitting up. I know we can see it a little bit up there. There's a good angle of him sitting up. He wasn't moving much at all, but you can see now moving everything around and having a conversation. Abdul-Quddus and Xavier Howard running into each other.
Still on the turf. We'll check on him when we come back. Now he gets up. 1:12 to play in the 3rd.
The most magical time of the year is also the perfect time to take home a new Honda, KBB.com's best value brand. Hurry in to the Happy Honda Days sales event and discover the Civic, Fit, and HR-V right now at your Honda dealer.
Alexa, ask Uber for a ride.
Okay.
Alexa, pause. Alexa, resume.
Alexa, ask 1-800-Flowers to order Tina Roses.
Okay.
For me?
Oh my.
What is it?
It's Samsung Gear VR.
You put it in there?
Push the play button.
Oh.
This is crazy. Oh. You've got to try this.
The NFL Pro Bowl is headed to Orlando. A week-long celebration culminates with the biggest group of NFL stars, the 2017 Pro Bowl. Go to NFL.com/Pro Bowl on sale to get your tickets today.
You are watching the NFL on CBS.
We're back for the extra point attempt. Dan Carpenter, the ex-Dolphin. And the kick is good. So a minute 12 to play here in the third quarter, and Buffalo pulls back to within a touchdown at 28-21.
Well, it's important to note that Issa Abdul-Quddus got up and walked off the field on his own. He did go up into the tunnel, though.
Yeah, here's the AFC playoff picture as things stand now. New England has won, or winning, excuse me. And Oakland with the next best record in the AFC. Pittsburgh and Houston in line so far at the top of their division. Kansas City and Miami. Tennessee on the short end of the score at Jacksonville.
I think you were probably right in that first statement that New England won. I have a hard time believing they're going to blow a 35-point lead in the fourth quarter, but
not in their DNA, is it?
That's not generally going to happen, but you have to say they're leading. I understand.
You do have to like the way these Buffalo Bills have been able to come back several times today.
Yeah, this is the third time today. Miami's had a 2-touchdown lead on 3 occasions, and the Buffalo Bills have been able to answer on all 3 occasions, getting this back to a 1-possession game. Now, what they need to do defensively, they need to tackle better. 3 of the touchdowns today by the Dolphins have been due to the fact that they haven't wrapped up. Long touchdowns have happened because of it, and big plays because of the over-pursuit and aggressiveness of the defense.
This one will not be returned out of the end zone, and the touchback will start us at the 25-yard line. Sunday, January 22nd, 18 people will go on the run from a team of expert hunters. CBS presents the real-life thriller Hunted, premiering Sunday, January 22nd after the AFC Championship game only. CBS. LeSean McCoy, 13 carries for 94 yards. Ajayi, 20 carries for 101. There's still more than enough room in this game for a good running back and a good ground game.
Well, both the offensive lines have been performing well. We mentioned the missed tackles, but a lot of these carries have been getting a good 5 yards downfield before contact.
Ajayi looking for more. Out to the 30, a pickup of 5. Let's check in with Jamie.
Greg, as we saw at the tail end of that last Bills drive, safety Issa Abdul-Quddus for the Dolphins go down and straight up to the tunnel into the visitors' locker room. The team is telling me he's questionable to return with a neck injury.
Jamie, thank you. You know how the rain stopped just before the game began today? Nobody more grateful in this stadium than Jamie Erdahl.
I would agree with that. And she didn't want to hear anything about the cold.
No.
She didn't want to hear us complain at all about it.
Ajayi again. Trying to bounce, this time only worth about a half a yard. Marcel Darius, number 99.
Well, I doubt the Dolphins are going to take another snap here before the quarter. Let the clock wind down,
and when we come back, it's going to be 3rd and 4, and this crowd is already standing for their defense. After 3, Miami 28-21. We're back after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL on CBS.
It's the holidays at Verizon, and the best deals are on the best network. With no surprise overages, you can use your data worry-free, and even carry over the data you don't use. And right now, get 4 lines and 20 gigs for only $40 per line. You'll even get the Samsung Galaxy S7, the Pixel, phone by Google, or the Moto Z Droid, free. Hurry, these offers end soon. Get the best deals and the best network, only on Verizon.
Have some fun in the sun in El Paso when the Stanford Cardinal take on the North Carolina Tar Heels. The Hyundai Sun Bowl, Friday on CBS.
Oprah Winfrey interviews First Lady Michelle Obama, a CBS exclusive tonight.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome. This is the Chevy Malibu. It was awarded Most Dependable Midsize Car by J.D. Power.
It looks great. Wow. What is happening? Oh my gosh, it's going up.
But the Malibu is not the only vehicle that was awarded.
This is mind-blowing.
The Chevy Camaro, Equinox, and Silverado HD were awarded Most Dependable as well.
This is extremely impressive. There's so many.
Doing it once, yay, great job. 4 times, obviously they're doing something right.
Absolutely.
This is what I feel like when I wear regular shoes. Cramped and uncomfortable.
Mr. Long, you've been upgraded.
Which is why I wear Skechers wide-fit shoes. It's like first class for your feet. Try Skechers Wide Fit with air-cooled memory foam.
Oh, that's lovely.
So graceful.
The corkscrew spin, flawless. His signature move, the Flying Dutchman. Poetry in motion.
And there it is, the baby bird.
Breathtaking.
A sumo wrestler figure skating? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Heather saved by switching to Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
This is what I feel like when I wear regular shoes. Cramped and uncomfortable.
Mr. Long, you've been upgraded.
Which is why I wear Skechers wide-fit shoes. It's like first class for your feet. Try Skechers Wide Fit with air-cooled memory foam.
Brent Green, Jamie Erdahl, Merry Christmas. We start the fourth quarter here in Buffalo. 28-21 Miami and a big 3rd and 4. Moore throwing over the middle, and that is caught across the 40 to the 41-yard line. DeVante Parker and a Miami first down.
Ajayi comes out of the backfield and splits way out right. They match linebacker up on him. That's a confirmation for Matt Moore to know that it's man-to-man coverage. Man-to-man coverage, like on the touchdown throw earlier to Kenny Stills, he knows what side of the field he wants to go to. You have a flat with a slant. The first time he threw the flat, which got him the touchdown. This time to pick up the 3rd down, he gets the slant to get him into first down range.
You see there Matt Moore with 6 straight completions as Ajayi now carries across midfield and into Buffalo territory. Moore with 6 straight completions, and Tyrod Taylor has completed 9 passes in a row. Coming up, the Subway postgame show with JB and the guys for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. All coming up on the Subway postgame show. Now they throw a flag on that.
Well, the Dolphins ran up to a line in a hurry.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense number 57. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
They tried getting out of the huddle early and running up to the line just to make it think that they were going to snap the ball quick. Instead, they go the hard count. Lorenzo Alexander up there to the top.
I don't think that's fair, Trent. I just
think as soon as he moves, then Albert's smart enough to make that flinch happen, and it causes. That's the rule they put in place.
I know, they give the offensive line free reign to move however they want. Ajayi spun down. Leger Douzable, who's had himself a terrific game here this afternoon.
Douzable coming off at the top up top, able to get in the backfield. This time wrapping Ajayi up, not allowing the missed tackle to happen.
I mean, come on, you're allowed to stand up on the line and point.
You can stand and point. You can't get in the 3-point and stand back up, but if you're in a 2-point and that defensive guy gets across the line, make the movement happen and draw the penalty on them.
On 2nd and 5, Moore looks right, holding on, now throws, and that's Landry. Landry inside the 35 to about the 33-yard line, and that's another Miami first down.
Landry's going to be on the outside, and the initial fake goes to Landry because Matt Moore's trying to get it up the field, but the Bills don't allow that to happen. Now watch the move he puts on Brown. Brown has a good angle to happen, and Landry sets him up by acting like he's going to the boundary, plants that right leg, is able to cut across, and make Zach Brown fall to the ground.
Marcel Darius never gave up on the play, made the tackle from behind. From the 33. Ajayi gonna lose yardage. Doozable again.
Multiple times today, Doozable getting into the backfield. This time he's on the left side. We just saw in the previous 2 plays ago, he was on the right side getting through the block and getting into the backfield. So moving Doozable around so he gets the matchups, and right now he's making it happen.
2nd and 15. And Moore coming in from the sideline, and the play clock down to 5. Can they get this off in time? No, they can't. Timeout. A 30-second timeout for us, too. We'll be back.
Firm handshake, got to keep good posture. Good job, good job. Well, what he should be doing right here is not allowing technology to get in the way of his friendship. Stop that fight. Resolve the conflict. You got it, big guy. You got it, big guy. That's a good job. Good job, little guy. Break up that conflict. That's right. Good job. Come on. You. Keep going. Right there. Don't hurt me. Don't hurt me.
Hey, chill out. Talk it out. Okay?
Good job. That's how you break it up.
Well, we think Matt Moore is having some real problems hearing the play being called in.
Well, the thing is, the play has to come in before 15 seconds on the play clock. At 15 seconds, they turn off the speaker in your helmet so that they can't relate. We've seen several times today, though, Matt Moore running to the sideline to get the communication necessary.
Ajayi in the backfield. Play fake to him. Moore with time, and now here's Ajayi on the receiving end, and he's brought down short of the 35-yard line. Let's check in with JB at the NFL Today in New York. James.
Hey, Greg, it's been a tough day for Marcus Mariota of Tennessee. Not a good day so far, and made worse here as Sheldon Day of the Jags falls on his right lower leg. It's being described as an ankle injury. We know not how serious, but he is put in the air boot and wheeled off the field. Back to Greg Gumbel.
All right, JB, thank you. And you see the dogfight going on at the top of the AFC South. 3rd and 12 for Miami. And they'll go on the ground. Ajayi running room left side. And brought down inside the 30-yard line.
Well, and I think Miami, it looks like they're going to kick the field goal. And when you decide to run the ball on 3rd and 12 like that, it sends a message that, listen, if we're able to get a big gain and get the first down, great. If not, we're content with attempting the field goal, make this a 10-point game.
So here is Andrew Franks from 46 yards out. Off the upright and no good.
Let's put a new spin on gift giving and go to a place with the best gifts and best brands all in one place. Let's put something under the tree that will get used all year. Right now, this Ryobi 4-piece Super Combo Kit is just $129, only at the Home Depot.
I've made a breakthrough in bucket technology. My new KFC $10 chicken share. This cutting-edge design is perfect for sharing with a friend. A bucket for $10? What? This delicious chicken share took a lot of math, quantum science, and imagining a different size bucket. KFC, it's finger-licking good.
The most magical time of the year is also the perfect time to take home a new Honda, KBB.com's best value brand. Hurry into the Happy Honda Day sales event and discover the Pilot, CR-V, and new Ridgeline. Right now at your Honda dealer.
Celebrate Al Pacino, James Taylor, Mavis Staples, and America's supergroup the Eagles. Stephen Colbert hosts the Kennedy Center Honors, CBS Tuesday.
10:15 to play here in the fourth quarter. You see the flags blowing, and Trent, you figure that played a pretty strong part in that missed field goal.
It has in both misses. Dan Carpenter in the first half pushed his right when they were going the other direction, and the Dolphins this time missing their field goal left, going in the opposite direction. So that wind is having an impact on the field goal.
Taylor going to keep it. Felton blocking in front of him, and he's out of bounds close to midfield. That's a first down.
This is just the read option, and Tyrod Taylor decides to pull it. He has Felton on the outside blocking for him as he's able to get a big enough gain for a first down.
13 yards to be exact. Vance Joseph, defensive coordinator for the Dolphins, saying, stop that guy.
Well, and that's one of his better rushing days in a long time this season. 53 yards for Tyrod Taylor. Comes in leading the National Football League in quarterback rushing yards, but it's kind of been taken away here the last few games.
Taylor running out of time, now throws and complete to the 35-yard line. Marquise Goodwin. That's a 16-yard pickup and another Buffalo first down.
Well, Goodwin is sprinting down the sideline, and because of that speed, Lippett has to give him space. He has to give him a big enough cushion, and Goodwin decides to plant his foot and come back. You can see Taylor taking a big shot as he waited as long as he could for Goodwin to come out of that route.
Yeah, speaking of planting, Andre Branch planted him after he let go. Taylor escapes and throws it away. It'll be 2nd and 10. A reminder for you, Week 16 continues later today on Fox and then tonight on NFL Network. Tune in tomorrow for a Christmas Day doubleheader on NFL Network and NBC. It's been a while since we've said so, but Merry Christmas to everyone out there, to you and yours, from all of us here at CBS Sports.
Here's the numbers of Tyrod Taylor. Started off a little slow from a completion percentage standpoint, but warming up here in the second half. 231 yards passing, 2 touchdowns.
Taylor again. Taylor with running room and slides down inside the 25-yard line. They'll mark him down at the 25. And enough for the first down. It is obviously a part of his game that he loves.
Well, and it's the middle of the field that he's able to take advantage of. Most quarterbacks, and Tyrod's done it several times today, also is getting to the sidelines. But if you have a lane, he has the speed to be able to take it up inside, and that time smart enough to get down before taking a big hit.
187 yards on the ground today for the Buffalo Bills. The #1 rushing offense in the league. Taylor yanked down from behind by Jason Jones.
Well, we knew this was going to be a matchup for both teams. If you look at the run defense for both teams, the Bills are 27th against the rush. The Dolphins are 30th against the rush. So you knew both teams were going to try and run the football, and they have had success on both sides.
It's been a ground game. Straight drop for Taylor on 2nd and 10 with time. Going to the end zone as a man open. Caught at the back of the end zone by Charles Clay.
Oh,
and he's ruled out.
He's being ruled out. That was a high arcing, beautiful throw up high, trying to lead Clay into the corner. He gets behind the defense, gets one down, does not get the second foot down. You can see that one foot was off the ground when the ball came in. The second one doesn't drag. Good call by the officials. There won't be a challenge coming from Buffalo and Rex Ryan.
3rd and 10. Taylor throws the other side of the field, and that catch is made, and Watkins is a yard shy of a first down.
Well, I'm not going to be surprised if they don't go for this.
Oh, I think we just saw Rex read his lips. He said, we'll go for it.
Sammy Watkins, you can see, he was a yard short of the sticks. He's having an impressive day. 5 catches, 133 yards, and a touchdown, but 1 yard short on that play.
Gillisley and Felton in the backfield. And we get a whistle.
Men in formation on the defense. That's a 5-yard penalty. The result is a first down.
Well, that's a real good way to play defense if you can get away with it.
Yeah, and both officials in the secondary saw it, so 2 flags were thrown. See if we can count them real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Both back officials recognizing that and getting the call done.
First down, Buffalo at the Miami 11. McCoy to the 5 and out of bounds at the 4. Buffalo's 3rd trip into the red zone today. The first 2 they scored touchdowns.
We're running right into our lap here as McCoy with Felton as the lead blocker. We've seen that so many times today, that McCoy having the patience to allow the block to get set up and Felton being able to clean things up and get him good 5-6 yards downfield before anybody can even get to him.
Taylor, no chance to get rid of it. Neville Hewitt with the stop.
Well, Hewitt playing for the injured Jenkins, who's not in the game, just comes through untouched and is able to wrap up Taylor. You may be sitting there watching it saying, why doesn't Felton block him? He sees him flash right away because Felton's responsibility is that next level. The option was supposed to take place off of Hewitt, and Taylor not able to get rid of the ball quick enough.
So here's a 3rd and 9. Taylor dancing, trying to get out of trouble, throws it towards the end zone. Incomplete. Fans want a flag intended for Clay. And Spencer Pasinger comes up limping.
Well, when this ball was thrown, I thought it was going to be intercepted. He just threw it too soft. Almost tried to make a back shoulder throw to Clay. The crowd very upset. Clearly Pasinger made contact. He didn't turn around to locate the ball. Watch the contact that happens here before the ball gets there.
Wow.
That's an easy pass interference call that's not made.
Saw Tyrod Taylor pleading his case. The fact that his arm was yanked away from a possible catch.
Yeah, Pasinger's left arm gets in there and rips it away.
So they continue.
That's a huge miss.
They continue to look at Spencer Pasinger in the end zone, and we'll take a quick timeout. 5:55 to play.
There are some people you should give underwear to this holiday. And there are some people you shouldn't. People you should. Shouldn't.
Janice!
Should. Shouldn't. Yes. No. Should. No way. Should. No. Definitely not.
Nah.
You shouldn't give underwear to everybody, but for those you do, give them Fruit of the Loom.
Hey, buddy, you're a good driver. Get in the car.
No,
I don't think I should do this.
Just get in the car!
You're now on the run.
I want these folks caught.
I want to be able to say I got away from the best of the best.
You're never safe. They can find you.
It follows you down wherever you go.
42, Spencer Pasinger now getting off of the mat on the sideline. Meanwhile, here is Dan Carpenter. Missed one from 46 yards out. This is from 28. And it is good. And with 5:51 to play in regulation, Miami's lead is 28-24. A reminder for you, tomorrow, a holiday gift from 60 Minutes. A front row seat to the Broadway hit Hamilton tomorrow, only CBS. So now the emphasis switches for Buffalo to defense.
Well, and that's where they've had the problems with the missed tackles and with the over pursuit. So you're sitting there with 3 timeouts. As you can see, Buffalo sitting there with all 3 timeouts. If they can get a stop and save some clock, 5:51 to go, you know that's what Miami's going to do. Their emphasis is going to be on trying to run the football, trying to keep the clock running.
It has been the duel that we expected between Ajayi and LeSean McCoy. And Miami has done well in close games this season, 7-2 in games decided by 8 points or less. So Jakeem Grant, Kenyan Drake are deep. And this one's returnable. On the run at the 5-yard line is Grant. Right up the middle. To the outside. What a return by Grant before he's bumped out of bounds at about the 43-yard line. And a little pushing and shoving on the far side of the field. Dan Carpenter, the kicker, involved. And they're finally getting sorted out.
Throughout that whole thing, I never saw a penalty flag thrown, so.
We'll take this opportunity to remind you the NFL on CBS is sponsored by Fruit of the Loom. Keep your cool in breathable underwear. By Nationwide. Nationwide is on your side. By Honda. Hurry in for great deals during Happy Honda Days. And by Straight Talk Wireless, best phones, best networks, half the cost. Here's the hit that started everything.
Well, it's the punter. Dan Carpenter, also the kickoff specialist with the big hit over on that sideline. They got everybody pushing and shoving a little bit.
Former Miami Dolphin. But a terrific return of 38 yards by Jakeem Grant. And Miami gets the field position that Buffalo had hoped they wouldn't get. From the 46, Landry trying to turn the corner, escaping a couple of tackling efforts for no gain. Let's get an update from JB and Bart at the NFL Today in New York.
Matt Castle in for the injured Marcus Mariota.
In for Marcus Mariota, he's 6 for 8 for 51 yards. He finds Delaney Walker for the 14-yard score to trim the lead. Jacksonville up 25.
5:32 left in regulation, Bart. Back to Greg Gumbel.
All right, guys, that AFC South battle continues to be waged. No gain on that last play. 2nd and 10. 5 minutes to play in the 4th. Quick pass to the near side. Landry couldn't keep it under control and lost it. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Well, and you're trying to be as conservative as you possibly can. On 1st down, you go with the around. You keep the ball in bounds. Keep the clock moving. This time, just a quick throw out to Landry, trying to set the wide receiver screen up. Landry just averts his eyes and gets upfield too quickly and doesn't secure the catch. So it stops the clock and also sets up a 3rd and long.
Bills with all 3 of their timeouts remaining. A big 3rd down here. Moore on the move, throwing. That's complete, near midfield, but nowhere near 1st down yardage. Jarvis Landry making the catch, but the Bills were all over him.
Well, it has more to do with the initial pressure. It's going to come from Jerry Hughes. Works his way up the middle, flushing Matt Moore to the outside. So instead of waiting to see what was going to happen up the field, there's a layered route that the Dolphins have working the right side. They have a deep player running the sideline. They have a flag route that's about 15 to 20 yards deep, and then the underneath route. But because of that flush, Moore getting out of the pocket, he had no choice but to throw it underneath.
Brandon Tate awaits at the 10-yard line. Good call for a fair catch and let it bounce, hoping that it would get to the end zone. It will not, and then takes a Buffalo roll outside the 10-yard line. And it's down at the 11. 4 minutes to play. 28-24, Miami.
Patti LaBelle? Yeah. Patty pie. Girl, that's $3.48.
Patti LaBelle sweet potato pie, only at Walmart. $3.48 on rollback. Save money, live better. Walmart.
This holiday season, experience the phenomenon of the Wizarding World. It's enchanting, magical, and spectacular.
Need travelers flush?
Fantastic Beasts, rated PG-13, now playing.
It's the holidays at Verizon, and the best deals are on the best network. With no surprise overages, you can use your data worry-free, and even carry over the data you don't use. And right now, get 4 lines and 20 gigs for only $40 per line. You'll even get the Samsung Galaxy S7, the Pixel, phone by Google, or the Moto Z Droid, free. Hurry, these offers end soon. Get the best deals and the best network, only on Verizon.
I'm in there as Katie.
I'll call you later. Or, no, I won't. I'll text you, because, what am I, your dad? Don't stay out too late.
Yeah, just text me.
Thank you. Get home safe. This must be what Antonio Brown feels like when he's dancing in the end zone.
Huh. This must be how Lucas felt when he finally got Katie's number.
Pepsi.
Next Sunday, the final week of the regular season, the NFL on CBS will have doubleheader featuring these games, tons of playoff implications, all subject to flexible scheduling, and will start at noon Eastern with JB and company on the NFL Today. Well, all kinds of scenarios in play for the Buffalo Bills, but none of them work for the Bills and Rex Ryan if they don't win here right now. 28-24 Miami, 4 minutes to play. The Bills from their own 11 and all 3 timeouts remaining. McCoy turning the corner to about the 28.
Well, and because of all those reasons you just stated, Greg, they're down by 4 points. They have 3 timeouts left. Everything is 4-down territory. You have to go for everything. You have to go down and get a touchdown.
I beg your pardon. I said the 28. I meant the 18. 2nd and 3. And this is McCoy again. And about a yard short of a first down. 3:20 to play.
Well, right now, Vance Joseph still continuing to mix it up. You would think in this situation you would play softer defense, allow some of this underneath stuff to happen, and keep the clock running. Instead, the Dolphins put 8 defenders in the box. They go man-to-man on the outside. I'm sitting up here thinking they're going to give up a big play if they go to this man-to-man, but continuing to try and mix it up and force the Bills into making a play.
On 3rd and 1, the pitch for Gillislee. Gillislee has the first down. Across the 30, 35, 40, and the 45-yard line. On 3rd and 1, Gillislee turns it into a big gainer.
Well, and that's the risk you take. When you go man-to-man and you put everybody in there, you get the pursuit. And see Hewitt coming in there, not able to get the angle.
Clock continues to move to 25 to play. They needed 1, they got 25. Taylor on the move, being chased and out of bounds close to the 50-yard line.
Well, and that saves the timeout. Having that ability to get outside the pocket, he hung in there as long as he could, trying to push the ball up the field.
Tyrod Taylor with 8 carries for 60 yards rushing today.
It looked like Terrence Fede was going to get him and bring him down, but Taylor took off and was able to outrun the defense to the sideline.
And for the 5th time this season, the Buffalo Bills are over 200 yards rushing in a game. McCoy into Miami territory to the 41. And that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Playoff hopes on the line in Buffalo.
There's an ocean filled with creatures whose...
Daddy, how big is a blue whale?
Okay, Google, how big is a blue whale?
Blue whale typically has a weight of 300,000 pounds.
An ocean filled with creatures
whose... this is where Mom does a big whale noise.
Whale noise? Okay, Google, what noise does a whale make? All right, let's keep going. An ocean filled with...
Do whales sleep?
Okay, Google, do whales sleep?
I'm Thomas, and I quit smoking with Chantix. To think, after 25 years of smoking, I haven't had to pick up a cigarette. It's such a relief. It's a completely amazing feeling.
Along with support, Chantix Varenicline is proven to help people quit smoking.
My urge to smoke just faded off.
Some people had changes in behavior, thinking or mood, hostility, agitation, depressed mood, and suicidal thoughts or actions while taking or after stopping Chantix. Some reported seizures or sleepwalking with Chantix. If you have any of these, stop Chantix and call your doctor right away. Tell your doctor about any history of mental health problems, which could get worse, or of seizures. Don't take Chantix if you've had a serious allergic or skin reaction to it. If you have these, stop Chantix and call your doctor right away, as some can be life-threatening. Tell your doctor if you have heart or blood vessel problems or develop new or worse symptoms. Get medical help right away if you have symptoms of a heart attack or stroke. Decrease alcohol use while taking Chantix. Use caution driving or operating machinery. Most common side effect is nausea.
Quitting changed my life.
Ask your doctor if Chantix is right for you.
Love smart solutions? Try the Philips Norelco Shaver 5000. Re-engineered to follow the contours of your face. It's twice as comfortable as our top-selling shaver. Be your best you. Innovation and you. Philips Norelco. Save up to $50 on Philips Norelco.
Now, Straight Talk Wireless has more high-speed data than ever before. We're talking double the data for just $10 more. That's 10 gigs of high-speed data to stream more video and more music, more whatever you want. All on America's largest and most dependable 4G LTE networks. Choose from 2 great plans. Our unlimited plan with 5 gigs of high-speed data, or double your data for just $10 more. Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
And remember, coming up, the Subway postgame show. JB and the guys with scores and highlights all coming up on the Subway postgame show. We'll fill a half an hour talking about this one. 2 minutes to play. McCoy, flea flicker. Taylor, waiting, throwing, wide open. open inside the 20, the 15, the 10, and out of bounds is Robert Woods.
Woods is going to be working from right to left on your screen, left to right for Tyrod Taylor. Sammy Watkins is over the top on a deep post. So the defense is drawn to Watkins, trying to get over the top. Woods is just patient, is able to undercut, take his time with the patience, getting to the far side of the field, and plenty of time with the flea flicker.
As a quarterback, you die for time like that, don't you? First and goal. McCoy wrestled down by Bakari Rambo, who is in for Issa Abdul Kudus, who was injured earlier.
Well, Miami takes a timeout here. Try and preserve some time.
1:40 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Well, it's important to remember this time, this is a 4-point game. Miami earlier in the second half missed a field goal, hit the upright, and before halftime, Matt Moore threw an interception in the end zone. So not only the missed field goal, but the missed opportunity at the end of the first half. So potentially 2 field goals that could have either made this a touchdown game, a 7-point game, or could have even made it a 10-point game. So that's coming into play heavily here as 4 points separate these two.
Let's clarify again. Buffalo can only keep its playoff hopes alive with a win. Second and goal. McCoy inside the 5 to the 4. And once again, timeout is called by the Dolphins. So Miami is out of timeouts. Bills have all 3 of theirs. Minute 32 on the clock. Those of you who watch New England knock off the New York Jets 41-3, welcome to Buffalo. Greg Gumbel, Trent Green, Jamie Erdahl. Minute and a half remaining here in the fourth quarter. Miami with a 4-point lead. Buffalo third and goal. Taylor going to keep it. Looking to go to the outside. Shakes off a tackler and is bumped out of bounds short of the 5.
Well, that's the worst thing he could have done, was to get knocked out of bounds. Miami Dolphins with no timeouts left. Buffalo could have wound the clock all the way down, called their own timeout. Obviously, they still need to score a touchdown, so you want to score a touchdown there. But it's not the worst case scenario. The worst case scenario is that he ends up running out of bounds, because now even if you do score on 4th down, you've saved a bunch of time for the Miami Dolphins to go down and trying to get in the field goal range.
And Rex Ryan is going to use the first of his 3 timeouts remaining. So obviously the toughest weapon, the biggest weapon that they have had today has been their running game. The question is, do you use it here on 4th and goal? AFC playoff picture looks like this. Miami with a win today and a Denver loss tomorrow, and they're in the postseason. Buffalo on the outside looking in needs several things to happen, but the first thing they need is a win here in the next minute and change.
Well, the most important thing for the Buffalo Bills is to go in and get a touchdown here on 4th down. And you had asked before we went to that graphic if they should run the football, because that's what they've done well. I think 7 yards away from the goal line, you have to lean more on the passing game. The thing I think is that was a mistake using that timeout, because if you get stopped here on 4th down, you could have had all 3 timeouts to force the Dolphins to have to punt it back to you if they decided to run the ball.
4th and goal. Taylor throwing, end zone, it is caught by Clay.
They've been working this in the second half. Clay is going to come up and he's just going to work to the inside. That's where Taylor is gonna it's man-to-man coverage with the linebackers dropping underneath. He's able to find that lane. Rex Ryan getting all fired up. as the extra point would make this a 3-point game.
Third touchdown pass of the day for Tyrod Taylor. And they are taking a closer look at Clay's catch in the end zone. Low ball.
Oh, he clearly secures that against his body.
Charles Clay, the ex-Miami Dolphin.
Michael Thomas to the outside as Clay pushed out into him and then was able to hook up on the inside. Spencer Paysinger on the inside. Tyrod Taylor just putting that low and right in between the two of them.
I don't know what the delay can possibly be because there didn't seem to be much question about it.
Yeah, and all plays are reviewed. All scoring plays are reviewed,
right.
And everything under 2 minutes is controlled by up in the booth. And everything we've seen, there is a no decision there.
Craig Rolstad just announced that the ruling on the field is confirmed.
Craig just wanted to hear everybody cheer for him. He wanted to make that announcement so the whole stadium would go nuts on him. That was good timing for him.
Important extra point attempt to make it a 3-point lead by Dan Carpenter. And it is perfect. A minute 20 to play. And we go back to that decision. Well, they've had some missed opportunities indeed, but that one off the upright. And you mentioned, Trent, the decision by Matt Moore to throw it into the end zone at the end of the first half, which cost them a chance at 3 more points on the board.
And that's the correct way to say it. It would have been a chance. It would have ended up being around a 45-yard field goal if they had just thrown an incompletion there. He tried forcing it into the back of the end zone. It ended up being an interception. But the good thing for Matt Moore is all of that can go away. All of that can be disappeared if you go down and you score, get this into overtime, or even ultimately go down and score and get the touchdown and win it. It's important to remember the Miami Dolphins have not had much success playing up here in Buffalo. They've lost 4 straight up here in Buffalo. The last time they won in Buffalo was 2011. The starting quarterback, Matt Moore. So he has an opportunity to come down and continue this season for the Dolphins.
Moore, 14 of 24 today for 209, 2 touchdowns and an interception. Grant and Drake are deep. Into the end zone at the goal line is Kenyan Drake. To the 20, to the 30, and close to the 40-yard line. Nice return by Kenyan Drake, the rookie out of Alabama. So Matt Moore has to navigate the field with no timeouts, which I'm assuming, Trent, you're looking for a sideline thing.
You would think the sideline, but with a minute 10 or a minute 11 remaining, you can still work the middle of the field, run up and spike the ball. You have plenty of time, so don't get caught up in trying to work the boundary at this point in time. If you want to get down into field goal range, you only need about 25 yards, so still use the middle of the field with this much time left.
Moore over the middle. Incomplete. DeVante Parker trying to make the sliding catch. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, and this is one Matt Moore should have. This is just a dig route to the outside. You're trying to keep him safe away from Brown, the linebacker. Moore not stepping into it enough, and that ball just dies at the end of the route. We mentioned the wind being a factor in the kicking game. It's also messed with some of the throws today as well.
And there's Kenny Stills across midfield into the 44 of the Buffalo Bills.
Well, and they're trying to hurry up and get this thing spiked.
And they do. That stops the clock with 51 seconds to play. Let's go back and look at that throw.
Well, the Buffalo Bills were playing a cover 2 defense, meaning 2 deep safeties. They didn't want to give up a home run throw, so Kenny Stills just working the middle of the field. That's where the gaps in the lanes are, in between the nickel defenders and the linebackers, is trying to find those lanes because the safeties are so deep, not trying to give up the home run. Once again, 51 seconds left, no timeouts, but you can still use the middle of the field to gain the yardage you need to set up a field goal.
Play clock is at 5. Moore throwing, incomplete. It'll be 3rd and 10.
Good pressure by the Bills. First it was Hughes coming off the edge that forced Matt Moore to step up into the pocket, and then the pressure of the middle of the defense. Kyle Williams, one of them, pushing the pocket back, not allowing Moore to step into that throw. That's actually not a bad play by Moore to get rid of the ball, stop the clock with the incompletion.
Moore to the sideline. It is caught. And Damian Williams fighting for yardage when he could have stepped out of bounds. He's looking for the first down.
Huge mistake, Greg, not getting out of bounds, because now on 4th down, now they're yelling for the field goal unit to come out. They've got plenty of time. They need to slow down and take a breath. They're going to kick the field goal. Slow down and take a breath.
This is a 55-yard attempt. On its way, and good. A career-long ties the game. Rex Ryan appears to be arguing the fact that he called a timeout.
What an incredible kick under pressure. He kicked it with the low trajectory. Now watch Rex. He's going to try getting a timeout.
He tried to get the time. He said he called for a timeout, and it wasn't given to him.
Well, and I think he maybe waited too long. It almost looked like the official waved him off. Adam Gase pretty pumped up with that kick. Ryan Tannehill as well. Rex Ryan shaking his head, thinking he had the timeout. I almost believe it was waited a little bit too long. I know we didn't have a split screen there to see where exactly the snap happened. I think he maybe waited too long. It looked like the official kind of shook his head and waved him off, thought it was too late.
6 seconds to play. And Andrew Franks, in only his 2nd NFL season, kicks his career-long 55-yard field goal.
Well, just think about it. That was probably the best case scenario for him mentally, is all of a sudden you have to hurry on the field, you have to get lined up and kick it. Instead of thinking about the one you missed, he hit the upright earlier in this game, earlier in the 4th quarter.
So you're a believer in icing a kicker sometimes?
Well, when you got a second-year guy that already missed one earlier in the game, and this was his career long, I definitely believe in that. If you're dealing with a veteran guy, I don't think it's as big a deal.
This is what it looked like when the kick happened. Rex is calling the timeout, and that is in sync with the play. And from that view, he waited too long.
That view, he definitely waited too long. If that's as it was timed out, when he called the timeout, it was definitely after the ball had already been snapped.
So that kick goes through the end zone, and with 6 seconds to play, Buffalo will have a shot from the 25-yard line. What a game.
It's been incredible. You know, we're thinking of how huge of a mistake it appeared to be to not run out of bounds there, to save and preserve whatever time you had, because if you're going to go for it on 4th down, you needed to save that time so you could get the first down and spike the ball. If you decide to run everybody out, you gave yourself plenty of time, but I'm surprised with the way LeSean McCoy runs that you're not trying a screen play or a draw play here and just let him get in the open field and try and juke somebody. But they take the knee and send this thing to overtime.
This is what happens in overtime. We'll play 15 minutes if necessary. A touchdown or a safety on the very first possession wins the game. And if the score is tied after each team has touched the football, then the next score wins. Everybody gets 2 timeouts and there are no coaches' challenges. This is how it happened. The 2 cameras synced up. The snap happens. And I would have to stick up for the officials on that one.
I would too. I would too. That's synced up to the second with the frame by frame. So we know that's the timing of it.
Let's go to midfield.
Captains, we will play a maximum of 1 15-minute overtime period. Both teams will have the opportunity to possess the ball unless the first team to possess the ball gets a touchdown or unless the defense scores. Fourth quarter timing rules apply. Both teams are allowed 2 timeouts, and all replay reviews will be above from the booth. Miami, the NFL shield is heads. The Buffalo's tails. What is your call? Heads. Called heads? It is tails. Buffalo's won the toss. They will receive. Kick that way. Buffalo will receive to start the overtime. Good luck, captains.
Buffalo with their hands on the football when we get underway in overtime. Trying to turn this around. Game-tying field goal by the Dolphins.
Bro, your stuff is on fire.
Someone better call the fire department. Woo, woo.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Bro, your stuff is on fire.
Someone better call the fire department.
Yeah, you should call the fire department. This is your stuff.
More people save money by combining their home and auto with State Farm. Here to help life go right.
Enjoy your phone.
You too. All right, be cool. You got the amazing new iPhone 7 on the house by switching to AT&T. What? And you got unlimited data because you have DirecTV? Okay, just a few more steps.
It's cool.
Get the iPhone 7 on us and unlimited data when you switch to AT&T and have DirecTV.
It's time to tailgate. You and me. In the Tailgate 2000, tailgating across America. You want to come with me? Want to go on a road trip? Me and Marcus! Tailgate tour!
I don't know about that.
I'll think about it, man. You'll think about it? Cardell, it was his idea.
Cordell's going?
Marcus was like, hey, I'll go on that.
No.
Vince Wilfork, he's coming.
I'm gonna give him a call.
Oh, don't do that. I'll let you drive.
If you let me drive, I'll go.
Shotgun! Oh, yeah, you drive. Yeah,
I can drive.
Hey, Larry, I thought I was driving. Guys, cold Dr. Pepper, yeah? Let's go, Dr. Pepper, here!
How'd we get here? Glad you asked. Tyrod Taylor with the touchdown pass to Clay. Back came the Dolphins. Kenny Stills with the catch, and then Andrew Franks from 55 yards out. 6 seconds to play. We're tied at 31 as we go to overtime. Brandon Tate, the deepest for the Buffalo Bills.
Well, just a reminder for everybody, if Buffalo gets a touchdown, this game is over. If they get and have to settle for a field goal, Miami will get a chance.
This one rolling into the end zone for the touchback. So Buffalo will start from its own 25-yard line. Tyrod Taylor, 22 of 33 for 281 yards and 3 touchdowns today, and a big boost, as usual, from LeSean McCoy, who has rushed for 124 yards and a touchdown.
Well, and we've seen the reemergence of Sammy Watkins, who's had a down year, who was on injured reserve for a number of weeks with a foot injury, inactive for a couple other games because of that foot injury. Really hasn't gotten to much sync, but today, 5 receptions for 133 yards and a touchdown, so he's been their big play guy.
McCoy dragged down for a loss by Andre Branch. That'll be a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd and 12. Can't say it enough. Buffalo needs a win to stay alive in this playoff hunt.
Well, and it's just as important. You and I thought this was going to be a good game when the day started. And the fact this is really the first playoff game of the season when you consider what's on the line for both these teams.
2nd and 12, Taylor. That's caught. And across the 30, out to the 34 is Charles Clay, who has had a big game today. That is Clay's 7th catch.
Donald Butler undercuts it, tries to knock it away. Not able to get his hand on the ball. Incredible catch by Clay with his fingertips, keeping it off the ground and then keeping his balance to get this to a 3rd and short.
Clay with 7 catches for 69 yards and 2 touchdowns, and it's 3rd and 1. Gillisley, the deep back behind Taylor. The give is to the short man, Felton. And Felton gets the first down as he crosses the 35. .35 remaining in overtime. And welcome to those of you who saw Jacksonville knock off the Tennessee Titans. That is a big, big loss for the Titans.
Big loss for the Titans and a huge loss when you think about the Buffalo Bills and their chances to make the playoffs. They needed Tennessee to lose, and they need a win here to keep their hopes alive.
Gillisley to the outside. Gillisley with running room, midfield, 40, and out of bounds at about the 30-yard line.
Michael Thomas is the deep safety, number 31. He comes into play. He saves this touchdown. Not only is he able to knock him out of bounds, but he keeps the game alive, because as he goes, if Gillisley had gone in and scored, this game was over.
Buffalo at the 30.
47.
Taylor keeps it and loses yardage on the play. That's Andre Branch in the Buffalo backfield.
That's the 2nd time now here in the last couple series they've tried that play, and Branch has been staying home, not allowing the play to develop.
Vance Joseph, defensive coordinator for the Miami Dolphins. Sammy Watkins has been huge today in the receiving game for Buffalo. Taylor stepping up, sideline. Watkins picked it off the turf to the 17 and a first down.
What they tried doing is an out and up. Watch as he goes up. He gives a quick out, and then he goes up the sideline. So Xavier Howard turns his back, thinking it's a pump route up the sideline, but it ends up being a double move. Watkins is able to get his hands underneath and come up with that catch.
I'm sure they're taking a closer look at this one on review, but what a pair of hands for Sammy Watkins.
Doesn't look like the end of the ball hits the ground. It looks like he gets both hands underneath it and is able to secure it to his body before the ball hits the ground. I like the call by offensive coordinator Anthony Lynn. You get a double move on the outside. Howard's already been beat deep twice today by Sammy Watkins, so you do an out and up. Howard has to turn his hips and start running. You get that double move, you all of a sudden stop, and excellent catch by Watkins to scoop that off.
How about Watkins? 6 catches today for 146 yards.
After review, the ruling on the field is confirmed. It is a catch. It'll be first down and 10, Buffalo.
From the 17.
Well, Buffalo's been in the red zone 4 times today. They've gotten 3 touchdowns and 1 field goal, so they've been productive.
McCoy shakes a tackler and goes down inside the 20. Looks like he'll lose a yard on the play.
Earl Mitchell getting great penetration in the backfield, getting the initial hand on McCoy, slowing him down, not able to bring him down, but able to slow him down and allow the other defenders to rally and make the tackle.
A couple of times in this game, the Miami Dolphins had leads of 2 touchdowns. And Buffalo has come back every time. 2nd and 12. Coming around from the far side is Reggie Bush. And the veteran can't get away from the pursuit. Neville Hewitt brings him down.
Well, once again, Andre Branch is the one that makes it happen. Number 50 coming off the right side there. He gets back. He doesn't allow it. Nearly gets a face mask call on Reggie Bush, but that allows Hewitt to get into position and make the tackle. Andre Branch has come up huge several times here, getting into the backfield and helping eliminate a big play.
So now, is this about getting the first down, or is this about positioning yourself for the field goal?
I would think more about positioning yourself for the field goal. I wouldn't be surprised if they just run a draw here.
Straight drop to Taylor. Taylor down the sideline. Incomplete. Marquise Goodwin, the intended receiver, and on to the field will come Dan Carpenter. This will be 45 yards.
Well, it was about this distance earlier in the game and about the same spot on the field where Carpenter was kicking it and the wind pushed it right. Not getting a field goal for the Bills.
For the lead here in overtime. On its way and pushed it right.
You don't see a lot of wind. You see the flags on the uprights moving a little bit, but it's the flags at the top of the stadium that are blowing very hard, and you can just see it's just enough to push it right. He's trying to lean it over.
Carpenter would have liked nothing better against his former team. So now the Bills go on defense, and Miami looking for a win. Ajayi, left side. Gets it to the 45. We check in with JB in New York.
An early Christmas present for Cleveland.
With time expiring, Josh Lambo attempts the 45-yard field goal. No good. Santa's real, JB.
That he is. Merry Christmas to the Cleveland Browns. Back to Greg Gumbel.
JB, thank you. You know, Trent, and I know there are an awful lot of people who are happy for Hugh Jackson.
Yeah, that would have been tough going in that final game. We take a look at the flag blowing, and Dan Carpenter with the second miss of the day, kicking in this direction with the wind blowing it that way. Now the next score for either team wins this football game. But getting back to Hugh Jackson and the Cleveland Browns, that's a big win for them, knowing that they finally get one in the win column.
There's a big loss for the Buffalo Bills if he stays on the sideline. Stephon Gilmore being helped off the field, the cornerback.
That would be a big loss. He's tied for second in the National Football League with 5 interceptions. We'll see if this has an impact as this game wraps up.
He's replaced by Seymour. Kenyan Drake in the backfield. Second and short yardage. Drake, first down to midfield. Clock continues to move. 9.5 to play in this overtime period.
Well, with Drake in the backfield, it's easy to overlook the fact because of the day Jay Ajayi is having 128 yards rushing by Ajayi. But Drake is the one that earlier in this game was stuffed at one point, bounced it all the way around the other side, ended up with a 45-yard touchdown run. So he's explosive as well.
Drake still in there. Drake on first down for 2. Preston Brown making the stop. It'll be 2nd and 8. These teams have played like their backs are against the wall.
This has been back and forth, been an exciting game. You mentioned the fact
as we take a look at Rex Ryan. The fact the Bills have been down by 2 touchdowns on multiple occasions today, coming back and tying it, ultimately going down and getting the touchdown, getting a 3-point lead before Miami was able to tie it up at the end of regulation.
Ajayi for a couple. How about this? Miami with about 417 total yards today. Buffalo 552 yards of offense.
It's been a crazy game. Anytime you got 31-31, there's going to be some yards on the board. We've seen everything. We've had big plays. We've had big pass plays. We've had big run plays. We've seen quarterbacks getting hot at the right time. We've seen great kicks by both kickers. We've seen misses by both kickers.
And we get a timeout on the field. Timeout is called. Buffalo uses the first of its 2 timeouts here in overtime. We go back to the last few seconds of regulation. And this was Andrew Franks. You and I talked about this, Trent. That was a low trajectory kick, and it would allow him to make it from 55.
Well, and I think you had to have it that low with the wind. The way the stadium works, the way it's kind of scooped and the wind gets in here and swirls around, the flags on the goalposts aren't moving a whole lot. The flags above the stadium are blowing like crazy, so there's a swirling wind that happens. And what he wanted to do, number one, a distance standpoint, 55 yards, but also you don't want to give the wind time to make that ball adjust, and he was able to nail it and send this into overtime.
Dolphins would like to give him another shot here. 3rd and 5. Moore gonna loft it up. Incomplete inside the 15-yard line. Intended for Deion Sims, the tight end. And let's see what Coach Gase does. He's gonna punt it.
I think really you have no choice at this point in time. You try and punt it down in there, pin him there, and play the field position game. Hope that you can stop him and you end up getting the ball back around midfield or around your 40-yard line. That's too risky with the ball where it's located to go for it on 4th down, because if you miss it, then Buffalo only needs one first down and a couple more yards to attempt a field goal.
Brandon Tate deep. And he's going to let this one float over his head. Bounce inside the 5, and they're going to down it. Bobby McCain jumping into the end zone, batting the ball back. And Buffalo will start from inside its own 5-yard line.
Well, if you're the Dolphins, couldn't ask for anything better. McCain keeping his foot in the field of play when he jumps into the end zone and bats the ball backwards to down the ball.
31-31, 7:44 to play in overtime. New England, a winner today. They're 13-2. And Oakland already secure in the postseason. Pittsburgh and Houston leading their respective divisions. Kansas City and Miami holding down the first wild card spot. McCoy busts it out to the 10. We've talked about all the permutations that are necessary for Buffalo to make the postseason. Much more simple for Miami. No matter what happens, Miami can win out and make it to the postseason. Or, to make it even easier, they can win here tonight and then hope that Denver loses to Kansas City tomorrow. 2nd and 4. McCoy very close to a first down, and he appears to have it. So Buffalo first down. Meanwhile, Rex Ryan, again, all the talk, and we kept asking him in our meeting with him, how do you ignore it? He said, I just do.
You just put your head down, keep working. He's giving it everything he got and said, until they show me the door, I'm going to give it everything I have. And I think it would be crazy to change right now. He's 500 over the last season plus, and these players are playing hard for him. They've dealt with a bunch of injuries on both sides of the ball as McCoy gets tackled for a loss there, but when you consider what Rex Ryan has been through here this season with the number of injuries and the fact he's still got him in position, they win this football game. And as you mentioned, Tennessee lost already, so only a couple more dominoes need to fall for them to be in position next week and stay alive. So I think it'd be a mistake. Too many times coaching changes happen too quickly. I think you give him a 3rd year and see what happens next season.
On 2nd and 13, Taylor dancing away from trouble, on the move, going to keep it, and across the 15 out to the 17-yard line. Taylor stands out as unusual, Trent, because he's got that stiff-legged stance in the pocket.
He does. He just all of a sudden stand back. I mean, he's not the tallest guy in the world, so you'd think a guy that's going to stand back there and just anchor his feet would be a big 6'4", 6'6" guy. Tyrod Taylor feeling very comfortable in the pocket, takes off and run, has the good acceleration. Andre Branch being the one that made him change direction, and Cameron Wake tackling him from behind.
So now Buffalo needs a 3rd and 8 conversion to keep a drive alive. Taylor. That's complete. Across the 30 and out of bounds. Clay. What a day Charles Clay has had against his former teammates from Miami.
Well, if you're just joining us, you may be wondering why on 3rd and 8 they're going to man-to-man. Vance Joseph has been mixing coverage up and mixing pressure up on all of his 3rd downs today, and this time it just doesn't work. They're able to get one-on-one with Clay on the drag route. Nice throw from Tyrod Taylor in the 1st down for the Bills.
Clay, 8 catches for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. This is a direct snap to Gillisley, and Gillisley doesn't get much on it, if anything at all. Matt Moore looking on from the sideline. And that is Jordan Phillips, starting defensive tackle, coming off the field holding his right arm. It has been an incredible offensive assault by both these teams. They're approaching a combined 1,000 yards of total offense.
Just saw a look at Adam Gase and Clyde Christensen talking to Matt Moore over on the bench.
This is Watkins. And Watkins out of bounds across the 40-yard line. So 4:13 to play. You might be wondering what happens in case of a tie. A tie does Buffalo no good whatsoever. A tie eliminates Buffalo from the postseason picture. So if necessary, Rex would probably try a field goal from here.
Well, it just depends, because at the start of the day, a tie was in play. Now, all of a sudden, because of the way some games have unfolded around the league, now a tie is no longer in play. So hopefully somebody from the Bills is letting him know that down on the sideline.
3rd and 3. Taylor had it tipped. And Ndamukong Suh. And let's see what Rex is going to do. He's going to kick it away.
Suh, 93, was working on a stunt, just get to the outside, and he just was twisting, trying to get to the outside, and reading Tyrod Taylor's eye, jumping up, getting a hand on it.
Jarvis Landry is deep. They came after the punter, Colton Schmidt. Landry on the run and out of bounds at the 15-yard line. 4 minutes exactly to play here in overtime. And now Matt Moore in the offense back onto the field to try to keep Miami's hopes alive.
Well, they're able to put something together and get down in the final minute and a half to get in position to tie this game up on an Andrew Franks 55-yarder. They've got 2 timeouts and 4 minutes to go. Let's see if they have another drive, or Matt Moore has another drive up his sleeve.
Buffalo has big play people on defense. It's a sack-happy front 3. Lorenzo Alexander, a Pro Bowler, with 11.5 sacks and 3 forced fumbles. Moore and the Dolphins from their own 15. And they're going to give it to Ajayi. And Ajayi breaking through left side. 40, 50. Can they catch him? Finally bring him down. Nickel Roby Coleman with the tackle. That is a 57-yard run by Jay Ajayi.
Ajayi with great vision and power to get through that initial arm tackle, and then nobody touched him until the final tackle. Great job of blocking by the Miami Dolphins up front. Ajayi now with 188 yards rushing.
Adding to that, to the 20. Remember, the first time these teams met, Ajayi ran for 214 yards back in week 7.
Well, and I think he's pointing to that left shoulder. That last run, he landed on his left shoulder, quickly jumped up and pointed over to the sidelines at his left shoulder. So Drake is now in the game, I believe.
Yes, he is. 2nd and 2. Drake gets the first down to the 17.
If I'm Matt Moore right now, I'm going up to him and say, hey, nice job, good run, way to pick up the first down. If I see you with 2 hands not on the football, you and I are going to have a problem out here on the field, because he had 2 hands initially, and then he got into the pile and he started pushing for yards, and he had it switched to just his left hand. You got to wrap that up.
Can you turn around and say, aren't you the one that threw the interception at the end of the first half?
That's fine. That's why you got to have thick skin. If you're going to lead out there, you got to have thick skin.
Kenyan Drake
down, BA.
In the backfield. And we get the whistle for the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes remaining here in overtime. We're tied at 31.
Bro, your stuff is on fire.
Someone better call the fire department. Woo-woo.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Bro, your stuff is on fire.
Someone better call the fire department.
Yeah, you should call the fire department. This is your stuff.
More people save money by combining their home and auto with State Farm. Here to help life go right.
Enjoy your phone.
You too. All right, be cool. You got the amazing new iPhone 7 on the house by switching to AT&T. What? And you got unlimited data because you have direct TV? Okay, just a few more steps.
Door!
School.
Get the iPhone 7 on us and unlimited data when you switch to AT&T and have direct TV.
Rex Ryan and his Buffalo Bills have fought their tails off here today. AFC picture looks like this. New England and Oakland and Pittsburgh and Houston, division leaders. Kansas City and Miami in the driver's seat as far as the wild card is concerned right now. Buffalo with a loss, eliminated. Meanwhile, this game has featured 1,073 combined yards today. That is the most in any NFL game this season.
Well, and I like the fact it's been a cleanly played football game. Yeah, have there been a couple questionable things that we thought could have been, but from a penalty standpoint, between the two teams, there have only been 7 penalties. The last time these guys played in week 7, there were over 20 penalties against the two teams. So not only was it a hard-fought game, you just mentioned all the yardage for both teams, big plays for both sides of the football for both teams, both sidelines. This has been a fun game.
Ajayi back on the field.
Ajayi
to the left side, trying to turn the corner and out of bounds. Inside the 15 to about the 13.
Well, now you have to start wondering, do you continue to run the football and take the risk? You're well within field goal range. So if you kick the field goal right now, it's about a 31-yarder that you would be kicking. So every time you hand the ball off, every snap you take, you start risking a turnover.
Hold on.
As we take a look at Ajayi now reaching 200 yards on the day.
And he's going to add to it inside the 10 to about the 7. And that is a first down. It'll be 1st and goal.
Well, there's that left shoulder again he's pointing to as he's laying on the ground.
Jay Ajayi has carried 32 times today for 206 yards and a touchdown. Three 200-yard rushing games on the season.
Well, and you see how he puts two hands on the football as he's going through there. All that weight landing directly on the left shoulder. We saw about 4 plays ago when he went out of the game, he was pointing to that left shoulder, this time landing on it once again.
Not since 2005 has anyone run for 3 200-yard games in a season. That was Tiki Barber with the New York Giants. That's a day's work.
That's a huge day's work, and the 32 carries is what's even more impressive, because you know you're taking a lot of hits from that standpoint, and he also has 1 reception on the day. So I know he's getting off the field, jogging under his own power. He's swinging that arm like no big deal, but that's a tough injury to have if you're a running back, because that's where you take a bunch of your shots is on those shoulders. If they go on to win this football game, and next week's game against New England going to have a lot of meaning for them, they're going to need a healthy Ajayi.
And this is just going to set them up for a field goal. And some pushing and shoving on the line. Jermon Bushrod being pushed out of the way.
Well, the only thing I can think of is that now they're running the kicking unit on the field. I'm not sure why they took the knee, other than to try and use up some time in case you miss this. You don't want to give Buffalo any time, but if that's the case, then why not take another knee and use up even more time? So interesting call, but doesn't matter. You got a chance for a game winner right here.
He tied the game from 55 yards with 6 minutes to play. And we're under a minute here in OT. Andrew Frank's looking to win it. But it'll come after a timeout. And this time the Dolphins use a timeout. You know, you look at Coach Gase, it looks like he's on the losing end.
Yeah, he wasn't real happy. I don't want to say what he first said, but you can read his lips, and he's like, what are we doing, with some other words in front and behind that. So that's why I just questioned. I said, why are you taking the knee? And then now you run him out on the field like you're going to hurry up and snap it. And now you call a timeout and ice your own kicker. But this should be a chip shot. So a lot of things can happen. Obviously, you got the snap, you got the hold, you got to get an accurate kick. You've got the other team trying to block it. Rex Ryan still has a timeout in his pocket, so if he wants to try doubling up on the icing, he can do that. He's all the way down the 35-yard line, way away from the official, though, so that isn't going to take place.
From 27 yards for the game. And it's good. The Miami Dolphins, with their 10th win of this season, and they now look to tomorrow's game in Kansas City, where Denver, if they lose, would put the Dolphins into the postseason.
That would secure it. So they've held up their end of the bargain. They got the win, albeit it took to the final minute of overtime. The important thing is for them, they got the win. A loss tomorrow by Denver in Kansas City secures a playoff spot for the Miami Dolphins, and unfortunately for Rex Ryan and the Buffalo Bills, that eliminates them from postseason play.
Adam Gase using a matter-of-fact approach, and Rex Ryan, well, I said it earlier, his Bills fought their tails off today.
They played very hard for him, and I have a hard time believing he's not going to get another chance, even though there's a lot of speculation.
34-31, Miami in overtime. We'll come back to Orchard Park after this.
I really did save hundreds of dollars on my car insurance with Geico. I should take a closer look at Geico.
Geico has a long history of great savings and great service. Over 75 years.
Wait, 75 years? That is great.
Speaking of great, check out these hot riffs. You like Smash Mouth?
Yeah, I have an early day tomorrow, so.
Wait, almost there.
Good night, Bruce.
I gotta tune the A. Me.
Take a closer look at Geico. Great savings and a whole lot more.
CBS Sports presents the Geico Play of the Day.
With the playoffs in mind, the Dolphins were in no mood for a long winter's nap. Running back Kenyan Drake went straight to work, reversing his direction, outracing linebacker Jerry Hughes to give Miami the gift of a 45-yard touchdown, and Ryan Tannehill had visions of January playoff games.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
It's the holidays at Verizon, and the best deals are on the best network. With no surprise overages, you can use your data worry-free, and even carry over the data you don't use. And right now, get 4 lines and 20 gigs for only $40 per line. And just for the holidays, get the iPhone 7 free.